So Rage 2's first DLC, Rise of the Ghosts, came out yesterday, and it's actually pretty good. I thought I'd do a quick video here and talk about the different elements they added to the game in this update, and just kind of give you my first impressions and whether or not this is something you might want to pick up. Hey guys, this is Chris of B&B Gaming. Welcome back, and I hope you're doing awesome today. Thank you for taking the time to check out this video, and thank you for your likes, your shares, your comments. Definitely appreciate it. Now to start out with, guys, there's a couple things they didn't talk about before releasing this update as far as new features and actually a new piece of equipment. The first thing I noticed is they added a new piece of equipment called shock grenades. Now, full disclosure, I haven't gotten the blueprint for this, so I don't know if they're any good, but I'm interested to try them out. The next thing they added was the new void ability, and the interesting thing about the void ability is later on in the skill tree, it adds the ability to charge your health up from, grabbing an enemy, and also you can upgrade it so you can actually charge your overdrive. Now, overall, the little bit I played with it, it's been interesting and it's kind of fun and it's kind of a novelty. I'm not really sure how useful it is. Now, one caveat to this is I'm playing on Nightmare Prestige 1, and the new ghost enemies hit hard, and there's lots of them, so there's not really a lot of time to stand there, force choking a dude while you're getting all these melee weapons thrown at you and these dudes flying around all over the place. So that might change as I get more used to it, but I am definitely going to level it up so I get the lifesteal and overdrive, because from what I've experienced so far in the new region, there's not a lot of materials around there and there's not a lot of ammo. Now, as far as the new weapon, the Feltrite laser launcher, I tried this out a little bit, and again, since I'm playing on a higher difficulty, I'm not really sure how useful this is, but I will say that in overdrive it actually is really awesome because it lights whatever enemies you hit with it on fire. So if you can get the ghosts in a good chunk, you can just unload on them, and it, each kill fuels your overdrive length. So it can be really powerful that way. That said, at the time when I was playing it, I for some reason forgot to upgrade my Feltrite laser, and I have upgraded it now, and I need some weapon cores to get it to max level, so it might be a lot more powerful than what I've experienced. Another new thing they added was they added 4 new project skills that you can unlock, and there's a new NPC, I forget what his name is, I think it's Keenan. Yeah, Keenan. Anyways, you can buy 4 abilities from him. The first one allows you to get health from Feltrite showers. So you're going to find like these square vents that are shooting out Feltrite, because the background story here is that Iris is tearing up this region mining Feltrite. So there's areas of the region that are polluted by Feltrite and etc. Anyway, she's getting all this Feltrite out of the ground to help augment the ghosts to get their nanotrite abilities. So anyways, that's why these vents are there. And I think these vents, these Feltrite showers, are actually how you get ammo for the Feltrite laser, which I'm not sure about, because to me that's kind of limiting, because are you going to be able to use this weapon in other regions? I haven't really tried it out, but it should be interesting. Now, the second project ability you can unlock actually gives your Phoenix autopilot, which is kind of strange. You get in the Phoenix, you hit the left D-pad, and it just drives to wherever you want, wherever you set your waypoint, which is actually kind of useful. It'd be kind of nice if you could do that with the other vehicles as well, especially the flying vehicle. Then you could get to, where the arcs are a lot faster. Now, the third project ability you can unlock allows you to manually end overdrive. So maybe you're out of enemies and half your overdrive is still there. You can actually end your overdrive and save that charge and get overdrive back sooner. This is actually really useful, and I've used this quite a bit. And finally, the fourth ability you can unlock, they call Overclocked Overdrive Multiplier ×5. And this basically allows you to, have overdrive longer. Now, as far as the new enemies go, from what I've experienced, again, I'm playing on Nightmare Prestige 1. It might be different if you're playing on hard or something else. They hit really, really hard. I mean, you can take 1 or 2 hits and half your health is gone, and I would say they're equivalent to the Shroud as far as how much armor and health they have. But from what I've experienced, there's like a lot more of them, and they move around quite a bit more. So you might be, shooting one that's looking right at you and they're like blurring all over the place and you're not hitting your shots. Along with that, I've noticed that it seems like there's a lot more of them in terms of coming in waves. Like I found the Ark to get the Feltrite launcher, and I thought I had killed off the ghost, but I killed off 10 of them, and all of a sudden there's 10 more of them, and it just kept coming. Really challenging. Now, as far as the overall quality of Rage 2 Rise of the Ghost, I would say it's definitely on par with the base game. From what I've experienced, the cutscenes, the dialogue, the storyline, the new ghost enemies, the size of the new region are all on par with the base game, so it's definitely good quality. And I mention this because we've all bought in DLC that have been, you could tell there have been like 2 people made it or something. With Rise of the Ghost, you can tell they put a lot of time and effort to make sure that this was on par with the base game, and I think they definitely succeeded. So I have played Rage 2, I think 40, 50 hours now, and I did play this new DLC for I think 3 hours last night. So I have learned a few things about playing on higher difficulties that are going to make them quite a bit easier, and I'm going to go ahead and give you my Rage 2 tips right here. The first tip I have for you is to level up your attributes at the Doctrine Wellspring, so you acquire life glands and arc tech, etc., and you can use these resources to permanently increase your base damage, your base health, and also your overdrive length, and it's definitely worth doing. The second Rage 2 tip I have for you, and this is for the Rise of the Ghost expansion, is that you can fast travel from the new hub town in the new region, the Overgrown City, back to Gun Barrel or Wellspring or any of the other old hub towns. And this is very useful, and I wish I would have thought of this last night, because when you start out the new DLC, like I said, the resources seem pretty scarce. I think you can buy some bullets and like some junk or something. Anyways, you can just fast travel back to Wellspring, be able to buy your new nanotrite upgrades, weapon cores, ammo, etc. The third tip I have for you is stock up on ingredients for crafting. And you can actually carry a fair amount of these ingredients, and as you level up your equipment it becomes more effective, and I believe it actually costs less to craft. Tip number 4, and this is for the Rise of the Ghost expansion and playing the game on harder difficulties, use your barrier to charge your overdrive. So if you upgrade your barrier, you get it to the point where eventually any damage it takes charges up your overdrive. This saved my bacon more than probably 20 times last night, because they hit so hard. What I would do is I would put down a barrier and actually stand right behind it and let them shoot at the barrier and let them charge up my overdrive so I could regen my health and hopefully make a sweep into them and kill a few of them off, and then go back into hiding again. Tip number 5, combo Shatter, Smash, Vortex, and kind of use this as a hit and run strategy. Because these enemies are so chunky, they have so much armor, a lot of times even a maxed out Shatter or a Smash isn't going to kill them. It basically just blows off their armor. So a lot of times what I'll do is I'll hit them with a Shatter and just right after that drop a Smash on them, or vice versa, and it works really, really well. Rage 2 tip number 6, keep moving. This game rewards you by continually moving and being aggressive. Last night I got stuck trying to clear out this outpost, and they were all max difficulty, and I could take like 4 or 5 hits, and finally I charged up overdrive, and I just went in there and just went ham and just was bouncing off the walls pretty much. And amazingly enough, I survived. I think if you just keep comboing your nanotrite abilities with the shotgun, wing sticks, you make it out alive. Tip number 7, you can be more aggressive when your defibrillator is charged up. Because you have that revive, you can take a few more risks than maybe you would normally take. Tip number 8, sometimes let them come to you. There's going to be times in Rage 2 where you're low health and there's a lot of enemies. The nice thing about this game is eventually they're going to come to you. You can throw up a barrier, you can throw a vortex in the barrier to suck them in to kill them. You can also throw grenades through the barrier and it works really well sometimes just to take your time and pick them off. Tip number 9, Rage 2 really wants you to use wing sticks. They're especially useful for taking off the helmets and armor of the ghosts because they're so chunky. So one thing I like to do is use focus to see where they're at, and then hold up a wing stick charged up and go around the corner and just throw the wing stick, take off their helmet, and hopefully get a headshot and take them out. Tip number 10, use your overdrive to regen your health. Again, like I mentioned in tip number, I think it was 3, that I used the barrier to charge up my overdrive because I didn't have any health infusions left, and it allowed me to clear out an outpost with having no health. And finally, tip number 11, the rocket launcher is the king as far as damage goes, so you definitely want to make sure you have enough rocket launcher ammo. And also the hyper cannon, Rage 2's sniper rifle, definitely want to have ammo for that too, because you can pick these guys off at range from time to time.